G'day guys, how's it going? Welcome to Man Cave Tuesday. Hope you all are doing well. Right, in this video, what are we bloody doing? We head out to Shacklands and check on the old shack, see if it's still bloody standing. Got a new toy, it's called a brake fluid tester. Give it a run and see if it's any good. Now, while I'm out bloody doing some route checking in the Shacklands, stop, have a bit of a chat. A quick little bloody Graffiti Wars update, and also got those the new bottle bags, so I just show a bit of a up and close personal with it, and also how I mount them on Max. Righto, let's get into it. Right, bloody thought I'd check out the old shack. Had to take the dog for a walk, so I thought bugger it, you know, I haven't been out here for, I don't know, must at least a year. So it's not looking too bad. Not a lot has bloody changed. All the old wood's still there. The fireplace is fine. Table's a little bit messed up. We've lost some, obviously some roofing has blown off. I'll just zig around. Obviously I think last season they might have had some burning off in here. It's funny coming in. I just came in with the Jeep. So I can bring the dog, and yeah, it's so clear because all the undergrowth has been burnt away, and yeah, so you get to see a whole lot more. And it's funny, I was just seeing some extra little tracks that I don't normally see, but yeah, so obviously when we've had the big winds and stuff, as you do from time to time, it's blown that tin, because the only thing that holds the tin down is the logs that I put on it. There you go. That is the shack update. What do you reckon, Alfie? Is that pretty good? It's his first time here. Righto, back to the man cave. Rightio guys, so we've got a new little toy to play with, and it is a brake fluid tester. So that's it there. That's the little bloody the little pencil looking thing. It's got these two, whatever you call those things, prongs. I'm sure there's an official word for it. I've got to put a battery in it, but yeah, so you stick that, submerge that into the brake fluid, and then via the little pretty lights up here, it will tell us whether it's okay or whether it's shit and we need to change it. It also has .4, .3, and there's a .5.1. I didn't even know there was .5.1. So let me get this all in and up and going, and then we're gonna bloody open that up, chuck it in and see how it goes. Oh, I pressed record guys, and I should have put my bloody gloves on so I don't get brake fluid all over me. I should actually get a rag as well. Where are you? Over there. Because more than likely, I'm gonna bloody wing it. We'll be right. I'm not gonna spill brake fluid. I've already pre-cracked these screws. I've got one good screw. The screw over here is a bit munted, but I managed to undo it because I'm a bloody legend. Right, pop that off. Boom. Upside down. Yeah, so if I press that, it turns it on, and I've got it toggled to .4 because .4 is what should be in there. So this camera is so, yeah, there you go. Boom. So everything's okay at this stage, and hopefully I can zoom in for you guys. Now if we put that down in there all the way, it's saying straight up it is shit. How's that? The OK's also lit. Hang on. What do you guys do with the old socks? Huh? I use them as rags. Right. Yellow lead, low percentage of water. Are you still recording? Yes. Low percentage of water. Check again within 6 months. Green lead, brake fluid does not contain any water. Red LED, change brake fluid immediately. So why was the green one and the red one on? So it's turned on, the green, and we're on dot thingo. If I put that in, it instantly says that. I'm going to put my head in the way. But yeah, it's just funny that that OK one's on as well. I hate it when... Why do I have to think about something? Like, why is the green OK on as well as the other one? I've just got to, yeah, it's just got to say that, yep, that's no good. Stupid things. Right, just for my own sanity, I've got actually a couple here, but what I'm going to do, these have been opened, so they're not perfect, as in, oh shit, I'm not going to reach down on that one. So if I turn this one on, boom, there we are. And if I submit that down, I don't know how far I've got to do to get to it. So it says, I think it's saying, check. Yeah, okay. All right, okay, I'm happy with that. So it's saying that that's okay. And it should be, because it's brand new. But it has been opened, and I know once you open them, they can get a little bit in there. Right, well, there you go, guys. So if you want to check your brake fluid, look, I think you don't need this. Obviously, if it's been a while and you're doing some shit, just change it. There's bugger all bloody fluid in there. Yeah. But if you're interested in gadgets and bits and pieces and having a bit of a play around, I think it was $60 or something, $59. That was Repco brake fluid tester. I'm sure there's different brands. This isn't sponsored, obviously. Yeah, there you go. Righto, get out of here. Bloody hell, guys. I'm out here in the Shacklands. I get the camera out, and of course the bloody sun's come out, which is nice. But yeah, it came out and then it just started raining. And we had a lot of rain. Yesterday I think we had over 20 mil. But yeah, I don't know if you can pick it up, but you've got all this green bloody gorilla snot. And I just did the back section there, and my God, that was, it's just clay. Oh, slippery as hell. So for a novice route, I've got to put a disclaimer there that, yeah, don't do it in the wet, because you'll just, you won't have a good time. Anyway, I better keep going. I think I'm about halfway through checking all the tracks. So far, everything's good. There was a mud hole that used to be a bit of a drama, but it's all been fixed up now. So it's still a little bit, but it's quite easy. You just paddle straight through it. All good. Righto, guys. Back to the man cave. And boom, look at that, guys. The Green Army's taken some bloody ground back, but man, they have done a shit job on the cover-up. That's all right. What's going on, Alfie? We'll continue walking. Away we go. Righto, back to the man cave. Rightio, guys. I'm just going to show you these bags that I was testing in the last video that I did. So I'll just give you a closer look and a bit of a comparison against these little ones that I've always run, and kind of like show you how that setup works on there. Okay, so here's the bags. They are a bottle bag. They have the molly system on them. They've got these straps, which are very bloody tight on there, which is good. You can make them more stronger by feeding them through that molly system, and then bloody tracking them. If you're hanging them off somewhere, I would run through that molly system, but the way that I do it, I don't have to do that. They have a drawstring, which is great, and on the bottom they have mesh, as you can see there. That's going to be a long-term thing, is how this mesh holds up. I was trying to look at the bloody stitching down there, but it looks pretty good. Whereas these are my original ones, or the ones that I've always run, and they don't have that. This is just the same material as the outside, and I've never had a problem of them, you know, doing like, as you can see, these are faded to hell because they've been running for ages. They only have the one little strap. So here's the comparison, the difference. So what I found was that in these little ones, so I've got my thermos, which I sometimes take, that does fit in there like that, boom, and that works. It holds it there, it never falls out or anything like that, so that's fine. But my Nalgene bottle does not fit in there at all. So what I've had to run with, I've got some over here, are just these 600 mil bloody bottles, and they fit in there like that, no problems, and then you just hunker that down and she's all good. So that worked for ages, but I really wanted to get away from using these plastic bloody disposable bottles. And as I said, they bloody had these ones come in. So I rigged it up. Now, this is how I do it. And the beauty of these, I can do it while they're just there. So that's a 1.25 litre. Hey, presto. No worries at all. So I could have a big bottle of water. So in actual fact, I could most probably get a 1 litre Nalgene that will go in there. So when it's summer, I could run more water up the front. But yeah, so brilliant thermos, brilliant. So I've got more options with this bigger bag. And while I was doing that testing was, yeah, sometimes it's great to have something bigger, but it gets in the way, or it's more cumbersome or whatever. But it hasn't been that fact. Right, so how I bloody utilise this. So obviously that's my tank bag there. Put that in there. That one in there. That one in there, nice and tight. The other side, and hey presto, I've now got my tank bag. To get these bottle bags to hang on either side, so I just got one of these, that's the smallest Scotcher strap you can get. I just loop that through the little D-ring there, and then do the same on this one here. Feed it through there, and yeah, you can do it to whatever size you want. Did I? Oh, of course I did it bloody twisty. Hang on. Right, now I've got it bloody straight. And of course you can adjust that to whatever. Basically that's just going to lay over there like that. Okay, so this little bit here, all I do is just, actually loosen the bottom one and the other bottom one. Right, now I've got a bit of room. So I just unclip that. So what I do is just feed this little strap here, runs through that, and then that clips on there like that, and then I'll just do the other side. Boom, clip the bottoms in. There we go, guys. That is bloody on there. And as I did, you would have, if you saw the other video, they do not get in the way of my knees, or when I'm standing up, they don't get in the way at all. So basically, that's how it is. Really simple. Right, so why do I like running these up here? It's a convenience thing. So, because obviously I've got bags on the back, I can put me water and all my bits and pieces in there, but that means I've got to unfold shit, pull stuff out and whatever. Having it here, because obviously I run this, which has the water bladder in there, so I can be riding along and drinking, or if I'm just pulled up, standing around, I can just have a quick bloody drink. But water, you get a bit sick of the bloody water after a while. Or if it's in summer and it's really hot and you're sweating shits, you're sweating shitloads, having water here that has electrolytes in it, or hey, you might, you want Coke in there, so you're getting that sugar hit, Gatorade, orange, whatever the hell you want, something that's not just water, you can have them in here. Obviously it's cold at the moment, so running my bloody thermos. Sometimes I'll run the thermos instead of bringing the brew kit, because it's just a lot more convenient. I'm riding with other people, and I'm not doing a relaxing ride where I'm just going to pull up somewhere and sit down and soak in the bloody atmosphere and whatever. I just need to have a quick bloody coffee on the go. I just take that. So having it here, it's just quick and easy. I don't have to go through bags in there to get to it. The other thing too is that I can pull up somewhere. I could be a corner man sitting on the corner instead of getting off my bike and then go rooting around in there. I can be sitting on. All I've got to do is take my helmet off, unless you've got a flippy helmet, and just I'm sitting on the bike and I just take a guzzle, put it back in, and then boom, I don't have to turn the bike off or anything. And so that's why I run those like that, and it's just why I've run it for so long, is because it just bloody works. But anyway, that's those bags. There you go. Righto, get out of here. Well, there you go, guys. That is Man Cave Tuesday done and dusted. Hope you all enjoyed it. Now, big thank you to the crew members you'll see flashing up there. Bloody legends. Thank you for the support, guys. Now, a bit of... so we've got the ride coming up. So that'll be this weekend is the, the Friars Ridge Ride. The weather's not looking bloody great. So I'm keeping an eye on it. I think currently it's up to 10 mil of rain down that way on that day. So we may look at cancelling, because I know I always just, if it's raining, I still bloody, I'll put the ride on and it's there. But I know some of the guys have said, I was hoping you'd cancel it. So we may push it a week or whatever. We'll see what happens. I'll play it by ear. What else was there? I think that's about it. Obviously, if you've been on the forum on the website, you'll know that I'm now doing the routing for the Shacklands, where we had 2 routes in there, a novice and a intermediate. After doing the intermediate in the rain, and that's when I stop and have that, or I stopped and had that bloody chat in the wrecked car thing. What am I saying? I've changed it because there was 2 very long sections of clay, and it's just like, if you don't want to be a novice and it's wet out there, because that'll just ruin your day, shit all over your confidence. So what I'm going to do is extend on the intermediate one out there, and on the other side of where I am, over there is a whole heap of really cool bloody tracks in there, and I've never really done a route in there. So I'm going to create the novice over there. So in actual fact, we'll end up with a lot longer. So I think we had a 28 and a 30 something. So we'll have a bit longer. Shut up, Mark, for Christ's sake. They don't give a shit. Righto, guys, remember, keep on riding, and if you're not riding, keep on keeping on. Oh, I'm all over the bloody shop. Righto, I'm getting out of here. See ya.